Most people think cryptocurrency is about freedom. Freedom from banks, freedom from governments, freedom from control. Wrong. It's all about power. Who has it, who is gaining from it, and who is quietly losing from it. Because what we're witnessing isn't a financial revolution from below, it's something far more interesting. It's an exit from above. And it's being driven by a new kind of elite, those I call the new barbarians. It's been over 25 years since I published the new Barbarian Manifesto. During that quarter century, our perception of reality has changed almost beyond all recognition. Now, in this talk, I will outline my understanding of the development of one such change: cryptocurrency as money. I will be basing my ideas on the perspective from that book, despite it having predated Bitcoin by a decade, and I'll be linking it with some of my later publications. What today we call crypto first appeared late in 2008 with the paper published by Satoshi Nakamoto. The first block of Bitcoin was mined on January the 3rd, 2009. There are two types to consider: public and private. The public cryptocurrencies are transparent to all, like Bitcoin and Ethereum. Private cryptocurrencies, by invitation only, like Monero, are designed to obscure transaction details using advanced cryptography. Indeed, the public and governmental tax authorities may not even be aware of a private coin's existence, since small numbers of insiders will use it to trade exclusively between themselves. Today there are thousands of crypto coins in circulation, most of which won't survive. Because crypto has many critics, Bitcoin, for example, uses huge amounts of electric power. However, Ethereum uses as much as 99% less. Some say crypto is a Ponzi scheme, a scam. Others that it is merely a fad. I too believe that the vast number of crypto types will disappear. However, a few will survive and prosper, for there are real benefits: cross-border payments, financial access in unstable economies, and programmable finance. However, if you are expecting a sermon from me about financial liberation, decentralized utopia, or the inevitable triumph of blockchain over the wicked nation state, then I am afraid you're going to be sorely disappointed. Cryptocurrency is not salvation. It is not justice. It is not democracy coded in silicon. It is something far more interesting and far more dangerous. To understand cryptocurrency, you must first understand the nature of power. For centuries, the nation state has monopolized three essential instruments: violence, taxation, and of course, money. Control the currency and you control economic life. Fiat money is not merely paper or digits in a central bank database. Fiat money is not neutral. It is a tax token and thus a tool of governance, sustained by trust and enforcement. Now enter cryptocurrency, with tens of thousands of different coins coming and going into circulation. They are borderless and permissionless. Many proclaimed it as an emancipation from corrupt states and predatory banks, but that is the rhetoric of the powerless. I am far more interested in the structure beneath that rhetoric. In Flight of the Golden Geese, I wrote with David Lesperance, I described how technology allows wealth creators, the truly productive, to escape. The golden geese are those who generate disproportionate value in the information age. They are mobile, they are skilled, and crucially, they do not owe loyalty to any particular patch of ground. Cryptocurrency is their instrument, which allows capital to move at the speed of light, beyond borders, beyond capital controls, beyond traditional taxation mechanisms. It gives the golden geese leverage. When a state threatens complex or confiscatory regulation or punitive taxation, capital can simply leave, not necessarily physically, rather cryptographically. This is not a revolution from below, it is an exit from above. And this brings us to what I have called the rise of the new barbarians. These are not vandals at the gate, they are technologists, entrepreneurs, arbitrageurs, individuals comfortable with instability. They thrive in and on viability. They understand complexity and they are destroying the status quo that has lasted for centuries. Look at the crypto ecosystem. Who prospered? The early adopters, the protocol designers, the venture capitalists who funded infrastructure before the masses arrived. We were told decentralization would flatten hierarchy. Instead, we have crypto whales, mining cartels, exchange oligopolies, and governance tokens concentrated in a few wallets. Hierarchy has not vanished, it has mutated. Technology never abolishes power, it redistributes it. And let us be clear, the volatility of cryptocurrency is not a flaw, it is a feature. Volatility rewards those with risk tolerance, liquidity, and superior information. In other words, it rewards the new barbarians. As for the cautious, the risk-averse, the financially fragile, they are the ones liquidated when the market turns. Cryptocurrency is Darwinian finance, survival of the fittest. Now, some will say, but blockchain is trustless. It removes the need for corrupt intermediaries. Nonsense. It does not remove trust. It relocates it. And why is that? In Science's First Mistake, a book I wrote with Professor Dionysius Demetis, we argued that the Enlightenment belief in objective, context-free rationality is deeply flawed. The new barbarians are imposing their biased brand of subjectivity on the world. They do not accept that mathematics and code are neutral. Rather, they are malleable human constructions. Code is law, we are told. Well, very well, but who writes the code? Who audits it? Who updates it? Who decides when to fork and a blockchain splits, resulting in fundamental changes to protocols? The new barbarians do. Developers become legislators, miners become enforcers, protocol designers become constitutional architects. The claim of neutrality masks the exercise of authority. And as for money, that has always been a shared fiction, a socially constructed belief in value. Cryptocurrency makes this explicit. Its worth derives from collective consensus secured by cryptography. It reveals that fiat currency was always a story backed by guns, and crypto is a story backed by algorithms. But stories backed by algorithms are still stories. Now, in the technological construction of reality, Dionysius and I argued that digital systems do not simply describe our world, they create it. Blockchain does precisely this. It constructs new forms of property, tokens that represent nothing physical, yet command billions in the market capitalization. It constructs programmable scarcity, artificial limits encoded into protocol rules. It constructs automated contracts, smart contracts that execute without mercy or discretion. These are not reflections of economic reality, they are engineered realities that shape behavior. When you design a protocol with fixed supply, you encourage hoarding. When you incentivize mining rewards, you create industrial scale computational arms races. When you tokenize governance, you transform political influence into tradable assets. We are not witnessing the digitization of money. We are witnessing technology modifying, equipping, and updating the systems, the processes, and environments of trust and authority all around us. And what of the nation state? Is it doomed? Not immediately. States adapt. They regulate exchanges. They issue central bank digital currencies. They criminalize certain uses. They co-opt innovation. But their monopoly over money has been punctured. The mere existence of credible alternatives shifts bargaining power towards mobile capital, particularly secretive private crypto. The social consequences are profound. If the wealthy can exit the fiscal reach of the state while the immobile cannot, then the tax burden must shift downwards. Public goods erode, inequality widens. We are moving towards what I have long predicted, a neo-feudal order in which loyalty is contractual and not civic, where security is purchased, not guaranteed, where communities fragment into networks of shared interest rather than shared geography. In the old world order, there were citizens, taxes, and state protection. In the new world, there will be users, subscriptions, and private services. Cryptocurrency accelerates this fragmentation. It enables communities of belief, Bitcoin maximalists, Ethereum developers, decentralized finance traders, to organize transnationally around protocols rather than around passports. Governance migrates from parliaments to repositories where developers work on common files, ideal for teams and open source development. And when consensus cannot be reached in such communities, the blockchain bifurcates, allowing each group to pursue their vision independently. Now, is this progress? Well, that depends on your vantage point. If you are a golden goose, highly skilled, globally mobile, digitally literate, cryptocurrency expands your options. It increases your bargaining power. It allows you to hedge against political incompetence. If you are not, it will expose you to risks you scarcely understand. The romantic narrative portrays cryptocurrency as empowerment for the unbanked. In some cases, a very few cases perhaps, but do not confuse the odd anecdote with structural change. The dominant beneficiaries thus far have been those with early access, technical expertise, and speculative capital. The new barbarians do not storm the gates, they redesign the gates, and they charge admission. So let me conclude with this thought. Cryptocurrency is not about coins, it is about sovereignty. It is about who has the authority to define value, to record ownership, to enforce agreements. For centuries, that authority resided primarily with nation states. Now it is being contested by networks. We are moving from geographically bounded power to digitally mediated power. The critical question is not whether Bitcoin will reach some arbitrary price. The real question is whether we are prepared for a world in which allegiance is fluid, capital is fugitive, and trust is encoded rather than institutional. Technology does not deliver justice. It delivers capability and contingency, which amplifies the ambitions of those best positioned to exploit it. In that sense, cryptocurrency is entirely consistent with the trajectory I have been describing for decades. The flight of the golden geese, the ascent of the new barbarians, and the construction of a reality shaped less by territory and more by code. Crypto doesn't tear down the castle. It builds a new one, just with different rulers. The barbarians are not at the gate, they are already inside the system, rewriting the rules and rewriting reality itself. So before you buy into crypto, ask yourself, are you early enough, informed enough, and positioned enough to win? Are you a new barbarian? Thank you.